Have you ever been to a summer festival, whether it be for rock music or dance music or whatever it is? There are similarities, aren't there? It doesn't matter what kind of festival you go to. There are things you've got to think about. And I went to a festival this year and I thought I would bring to you some information about how to budget at a festival. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you want to know what happened at the festival, you want to know how to manage a budget at a festival, then stick around because this video is for you. Hi, my name is Suzanne and this is Money Made Magic, and this is where we look at everything to do with budgeting, frugal living and saving you some money. So I went to my annual summer festival, the one I go to most years, and my goal was to spend less than £150 on food and drink. Do you think I managed to achieve that? Stick around to the end to find out whether I did or not, and also stick around to the end to find out what I actually purchased that may have just stretched me a little bit budget wise, but there was a reason for that. So the next few minutes I'll be spending sharing with you the moments at the festival, particularly around buying food. I set my budget at £130 because I know that the food vendors usually charge around £10 to £15 for a main meal. And the food can be anything from jacket potatoes, chips, burgers, right up to, Greek food, pasta, lots of different things. There really is, the festival I go to anyway, is a lot of choice. Not like years back when we used to go to festivals and it was just burgers and chips. It's a lot different to that. So we are pretty blessed. There are a lot of choices. So I figured I was there for 5 days and I was going to take £120, so £30 a day for a £10 to £15 meal, and then the rest of that money for a snack at lunchtime and for drinks, like soft drinks in the arena. I don't drink alcohol, so that hasn't been factored in. I took along some cereal bars for my morning snack because I don't have a massive breakfast, and for the day we got there we took in some burgers and some buns, and that money wasn't factored in, and I probably spent about £10 on that outside of that budget. But for the main part of the festival it was £30 a day with a £30 contingency, which made £150. So let's get right into it, see what happened at the festival food wise in particular. I'll share some moments with you as well, not just about food but about what we did and the fun that we had, and whether or not I managed to stick to that budget. Let's see what happened. So this is us just setting up and doing a barbecue on the Wednesday. There's very few food vendors there when we arrive, so we always decide to do our own food on the first day. We just had some sausages and some burgers and some buns and made it very simple. On Thursday we'd had some chips for lunch, which we didn't film, but then we went to our very favourite spud man and we stood in the queue. It was quite a big queue, but well worth it because the spuds are fabulous. So I've got cheese and beans, no I haven't, I've got cheese and coleslaw and crispy onions. First spud of the weekend. I've been looking forward to this for ages. I'm going to have a quick look at yours. Beans and cheese, there we are. I just thought I'd bring you a little bit of the festival ambience. This is the main arena where all of the food vendors are and where all of the music happens and everyone hangs out. It's a really great vibe here. If you've never been to a festival, I think you should definitely go. It's a fantastic experience. On Friday we went back to our favourite spud man and we both had beans and cheese in our jacket potato with lashings of butter. Absolutely lovely. On Saturday again, I think we'd had some fries at lunchtime And then we'd gone for this lovely ravioli ragu style sauce inside, and I got mine with a tomato and basil topping and a garlic bread, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Something a bit different for a festival, but very refreshing. And then on Sunday lunchtime I decided to go for a traditional festival burger. So it is 6:15ish on Sunday evening of the festival, which is the last day, and I've done pretty well with the budget up to now, and I've got £13.70 left, and that's for my evening meal. I don't intend to buy a drink. I'm going to fill up with water. I've got a snack and a drink for in the morning for when I set off from the festival. So my dilemma is, what am I going to eat? There are so many nice vendors here, and I've got to choose, and I'm really not sure what I'm going to have. Let's see what happens. Is it pizza, which is a pretty safe bet for me? Chicken rotisserie, which is a chicken meal with some stuffing and some roast tatties, which look absolutely lovely. Something a bit different, maybe. Not had mac and cheese yet. There is a Greek here, which I quite fancy. Or is it another Spudman? Maybe. Let's find out. By the way, this is melted Rolos. My friend gave me Rolos, and I put them in my bag and forgot about them, and they had melted. So I had to eat them all before they absolutely ruined my bag. So the queues are massive everywhere. That's another thing we have to deal with. And there is Mexican, Spudman, pasta, waffles, the Greek and the Yorkie there. And down here there's fries, chicken pie store, in a noodle bar. You've got fish and chips and the bunny chow, and beyond that you can't really see, but you have got chicken goujons and the Mexican, I think. And then down there are the bars, mixers down there, the mac and cheese is down there. So I think I'll go and have a look and see what we've got down there. Well, I ended up with the trusted favourite, which was a pepperoni pizza. I did fancy the chicken rotisserie. However, trying to stay in budget, I was about 30 pence short of the money I needed for a chicken dinner. And I thought, I'm going to do a video on this when I get home, so I really need to stay in budget. So pizza it was, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. In these final shots are just a group photo of some of the guys I hang out with. The Stan emblem, which stands at the entrance to the arena, which is all lit up. And then finally me at home and my tent airing in the garden. It was a good year and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I came back though very tired. I felt a little bit broken. It was very hot. The heat was punishing and the walking was really, really tiring. My little purchase of £30, which used up the contingency, didn't go on food. It went on this hat. Best purchase of the festival, I think. The reason being, it was absolutely baking hot and you couldn't always get in the shade. So I decided I needed to buy a hat that sort of just covered or prevented me from getting my face really into the sun too much. I was very good. I put on lots of sunscreen. I sat in the shade where I could. I kept hydrated. And they're tips for you if you are going to a festival. You need to do all of those things. But this cowboy hat, if you want to call it that, I call it a sun hat. I just thought it really did do the thing. So the budget, yes, I did stick to the budget just about. Let me tell you what I spent. I did spend the whole £130, and I also spent about £8 extra on a set of coffees that I purchased on my bank card, and that was because that vendor didn't take cash. So I guess I'm saying I was £8 over budget because I'd spent that. But the other thing to remember to offset that with is I bought my friend a jacket potato because I owed her a meal from when we'd been out previously. She'd bought my meal there. So I guess I was within budget really. So I think if you're going to a 4 to 5 day festival and your food vendors are £10 to £15 and your drinks are £3.50, not including your alcohol, you need about £120 to £150 to cover you for everything that you need to keep well hydrated, to keep, I mean, your water should be free, it was for us, but to keep well hydrated and to make sure that you eat plenty, you need £120 to £150 if you're not going to cook back at camp. Cooking back at camp is okay. I found it really hard work. We did that last year, and actually I found it way too tiring to keep doing that. So I figured I would factor in a budget, save up for that, and make sure I had enough money, easy enough to do. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, give us a like. If you haven't already, subscribe for more information and help on saving money and budgeting. And I'll see you again in another video. Bye.